So this is our Fishing Performance kit. The difference is the hardware we've selected. The items that we're expecting you to paint are still the same: hard-bodied fishing lures, rod blanks, fishing reels, that sort of thing. So what do you get that's different? Well, first of all, you have the iWater HPCP, the high performance. Is arguably the #1 airbrush on the market today. It's a 0.3mm and it's capable of a hairline up to a 1-inch fan pattern, which will cover these items without any issue at all. It's got a large gravity feed cup with a cup lid, and it's a dual action down for air back from the material. It has an end stop, so you can decide how far you want the trigger to travel backwards. So the more it goes, the more material you wind it in. It travels less, you get less material, so you can control the material flow to suit your needs. You get a nozzle spanner, and that is for taking the nozzle off for a replacement or for cleaning. And you also get a small super lube. After you've cleaned your airbrush, put a couple of drops on the needle, put that back into your airbrush. That'll go through the trigger, through the needle packing screw into the nozzle, and keep it all working nice and smooth. So what do we have? We put this with the SmartJet Pro. We got 30 PSI running this flat out, so that's plenty good enough for what we want to do, and obviously you can dial it down to whatever you want. So the SmartJet Pro itself, it's a 1/8 horsepower. It's capable of 18 litres of air per minute, and it weighs only 5.6 kilos. As you can see, it's got a nice solid compact case of metal. It's got a carry handle on top and the on-off switches on top. It's got a gauge on top, which is here for your PSI setting. The knob, you'd adjust the knob to suit and dial the PSI you want. You have an airbrush holder on top as well. It's an oilless piston, no maintenance. It's a silent jet, it's quiet. Okay. At the front here, you can see there is a nut here that is for your hose to attach to. It's a 1/4-inch male that is on your moisture trap. The moisture trap has a release valve underneath to get any moisture in there. So the hose you get is a 3-metre braided hose. The female goes to the male end, and the other end goes to your airbrush or your airbrush accessory. So as far as warranties are concerned, it's a 1-year Australia-wide warranty. Like always, the airbrush, if you drop it, if you scratch the surface and do a nozzle or a needle, do a packing screw, if you not it and ruin a valve assembly or an O-ring, if you leave paint in it and you do damage, anything you create the damage is not covered by Australian warranty. So with this particular airbrush, we've added a pistol grip filter. The pistol grip filter goes up underneath the airbrush as such. It's a moisture trap with a release valve. As far as hoses are concerned, with compressors, they do get hot, and if you're in a humidity zone, can create condensation that gets into the hose and goes up in the airbrush. We don't want it in the airbrush because then it mixes with the paint. So that is what the pistol grip filter is for. Also added into this the cleaning station for my water. It's a cradle, you can even leave it in there. You need to press your trigger and clean out your airbrush directly into the glass jar, which you can take off after for cleaning. So that takes in the hardware. Now the paints, as far as the paints are concerned, these are water-based base coats. They have automotive grade pigment and they're suited to all these hard surfaces. So we know that you're going to need to reduce them. So these are the two things we put in. There is a 240mm high performance reducer. You will reduce by about 20% all the colours, and that'll go through your airbrush nice and smooth. When you've cleaned your airbrush at the end of the day and you've washed it out mainly with water, you use a little bit of the high performance reducer, and that'll get out the rest of the automotive grade pigment. For in between colour changes, a 240mm of airbrush cleaner has been put in this kit. Or if you go away and you've got to take a phone call or whatever, give your airbrush a quick clean out, and then when you come back, it'll still be working nice and clean for you. So that takes in the sundries that you're going to need. Now with the paints, hard surfaces. With the fishing lures in particular, the hard body, give them a wipe down with isopropyl alcohol. That gets them nice and clean, ready for paint. If you're doing a timber lure, you'll need to undercoat that with an etch prime or maybe a high fill primer surfacer. Okay? And then you would need to go over the top with the paints here. So first of all, you need an undercoat. All these materials will need an undercoat. So auto-borne sealer. So we'll start off with, we've got auto-borne sealer white. We've got black. These are all undercoats, they're all 60mm. We've got yellow, red, blue, and silver. That takes in most of the colours. Now, if you look on the website, there is more colours available. If you're doing a colour, say a green or whatever, grab the Autoborn Sealer green, put the green over the top to get a nice, quick, seamless presentation of colour. So the colours that we're going to use in the kit, Wicked Primary Set 1, it's 5 base colours and a small reducer. These are all 60mm. They are basically an opaque in 2 coats. They will get to a colour saturation over the top of the Autoborn Sealer. So you will notice that the colours are pretty much the same as the Autoborn Sealer, so that'll happen very quickly for you. So as far as we're now looking at colours that have got a little bit of extra go in them, we put in pearlised white Wicked colours for 60mm. Black, so the idea is you put the white over the sealer white, you put the black over the sealer black, and so on. So yellow, pearl red, pearl blue, and the metallic silver. So that takes in a colour range. We're also going to probably end up putting some fluoros on. So we've also added fluoro green, fluoro yellow, fluoro pink, fluoro orange, and fluorescent purple. Now all these fishing lures here were painted in Wicked colours using our water products. And this particular lure has all the pearls on it and it's quite spectacular. So that is why we've added those in. Now as far as glowing, you want the paint to glow as it goes through the water columns. It's ultraviolet. We put in a 60mm of UV glow base. Now be mindful of this. If you paint the whole lure in the base, the whole lure will glow as it goes down the water column. So if you only want the eyes or the gills to glow, only paint those with the white first before you put a colour over the top. Any colour over the top will glow. Alright. So as far as tape's concerned for taping up designs, a 1/16 inch of V-tape is 50 metres long. It's ultra fine. So that's what you need for smaller applications like this. And then to back mask or to mask up your fishing lure so when you're painting a surface you don't get it all over it or it's something you've already painted. We put in a 50mm of the auto mask. It's 91 metres long and it's a paper adhesive. Okay, so that'll stop any of the paint bleeding into the other areas. So let's now talk about clear coats. All of these paints will take any 2-pack clear on the market, marine clears, it will take most acrylic lacquers. You can dip them. If you have a look at YouTube, you see fishing lures, so many different ways of clearing. These particular lures, we use Duplicolor and it was from Super Cheap, so you don't get this with the kit. And it's a clear pressure pack acrylic lacquer. And we've got a nice high gloss on this. So that is showing you what it is capable of with these particular paints. So many more paints on the website to select from, but this is a good base range to get you going. And there you go, that's our performance kit.
So did you know that with all your hard surfaces, including the hard body fishing lures and your timber lures, you can use Autoborn Sealer as your undercoat. But then after that you can use anything from Autowear colours, Wicked colours, Createx illustration colours and Candy 2.0. That gives you quite a few colours to select from, and you get a lot of earthy tones if you look in the Wicked details and in the Createx illustration colours and even the Bloodline colours. So grab some paints and get painting. And don't forget to send us some emails of your work. We love to see your fishing lures completed.